turning to the economy, obviously that's something that a lot of Yahoo users themselves want to ask questions on, including the likes of Rory P, Alicia, Carl, Andy Kay. In fact, Andy Kay himself says, you said that when we bailed out the banks, they would help small businesses, but they've not. The banks have been failing to help small businesses, even if they have a good financial year. I think he's talking about his own business here. I mean, in terms of the help that banks have given to small businesses, do you really think that the government has done enough?
Remember, every penny that we've given to the banks has got to be paid back by the banks. So the banks will have to pay back more to the government than they received. As far as small businesses are concerned, we know that there are big issues here. So we've given time to pay, which has helped 160,000 businesses already. We've just announced rates relief for the coming year so that many businesses will not pay rates at all, business rates this year. We've got new plans to help the innovative high technology businesses and give them help either with equity or with cash. At the same time, we're keeping interest rates low. Now, as far as the performance of the banks is concerned, what we've done in the last week is said they have to lend 92 billion in the coming year to businesses.
These are publicly owned banks, aren't they?
Yeah, the publicly owned banks have got to lend 92 billion to businesses and to others. And we're setting up a mechanism led by Peter Jones of Dragon's Den to make sure that any businesses that have complaints about the way the banks have treated them get some form of redress and get some sort of answer. So we're aware that a lot of businesses angry with the banks want to know if there's anything can be done about it. We're setting up the mechanism to do that.
Turning to public spending, obviously we've got an election coming up. Whoever wins the election, there are going to be quite severe spending cuts coming. The Institute of Fiscal Studies suggests that spending cuts, if you ring-fence the NHS, education, policing, are going to be something in the region of 25% for other departments. Why won't you tell voters before the election where those spending cuts are going to come?
Well, first of all, we are protecting schools and hospitals and policing. Then what we're saying is, look, we don't know yet how much unemployment is going to come down. So we have budgeted money for social security spending if unemployment remains high. We actually believe that unemployment is coming down faster than was predicted at the last budget. And it's about 500,000 less than we expected it to be at the budget because of the measures we've taken to keep people in work. So until we know what the likely falls in unemployment are going to be over the next few months and the likely savings in social security benefits, we're not going to make final decisions about budgets that are sometimes as small as the 5 billion.
Forecasts, you must be making some sort of projections.
No, what we'll do is we'll have a spending review in time for April 2011 spending rounds. But the spending for 2010-11 is already set. And therefore, it's important to recognise that we're not taking money out of the economy in this year where we're worried that the recovery is fragile. We must make sure that the recovery is sustained, and that's why it's wrong to take money out of the economy this year. But for 2011 onwards, once we know what the levels of unemployment and debt interest are likely to be, probably in the autumn, we'll make our allocations.
Just going to keep you on the issue of spending cuts for a minute, because Yahoo user One Shot suggests that the benefits bill has increased from 97 billion in 1997 to around 170 billion this year. I think that's your own Treasury forecasts. There's only been a 3.5 million increase in the UK population over the same period. Why such an increase?
What we're trying to do, let's be honest, is give pensioners the best possible deal. And what we're trying to do is to help families with child tax credits. And by doubling child benefit was £11 in 1997 for the first child, it's now £20. But most families get child tax credit as well, so 6 million families get £30 for the first child. So it was £11 in 1997, it's nearly £30 now for most families. Equally, we've brought in the winter allowance for pensioners, we've brought in the pension credit to help the very poor. I was very worried about widows in their 80s who had no savings, who were simply on the basic pension, so they now get the pension credit, and they're not discriminated against. If they have a small works pension, they can get their pension credit. So we've tried to be fair, and we've tried to use the benefits of growth we've seen over the last period of time, since 1997, to benefit the whole of the population. And that's why I would say we've managed to keep unemployment far lower than the rest of Europe and America. But at the same time, we've managed to help families, working families, hard-working families, and help pensioners.
Incapacity benefit, though, must be a a target for cuts from next year onwards, surely.
What we've done with incapacity benefit is we've made the test of getting incapacity benefit tighter. So if you can do some work, we're encouraging you to do it. And we're going to give you the tax credits to enable you to do work. And therefore we look at people's capacity and their capabilities, not their incapabilities and incapacity. And that's why under the new tests for disability benefit, lots more people are actually being able to go into work. So unlike the previous recessions, when the numbers of people on disability benefit rose dramatically, we're seeing work that we have done to help lots of people back into work.